So we were just talking a little bit about sugar, and most people don't realize that for every molecule of sugar that you eat, your body pulls 48 molecules of magnesium out of your body. Magnesium is essential for relaxation, for the heart, and reducing anxiety. So that's partly what those symptoms are all about.
We supplement, have you heard of Calm tea?
Yeah. Well, there's Calm tea, but there's also a product called Calm, which is magnesium. But there's a much better form of magnesium, actually, that the milligrams are quite low, but it's the way that it's produced, and it's synergists that actually will build on a cellular level, the magnesium levels. So it'd be great for him to use that. It's called Magnilivers, and it comes from Belgium.
Okay, and it won't have any side effects with this other...
No, it'll only help. And they probably don't have him on magnesium, and he should be on it.
No.
And is he taking anything for blood pressure or just cholesterol?
I don't know. My mom's taking the product for cholesterol. And my dad is taking his own anxiety pills. And that's when my mom noticed he kind of got a little off kilter and a little snappy, a little bit more. I mean, they have a great relationship. They've been married over 40 years. But, he can be really mean sometimes. And it's like this horrible meanness where it's not his nature to be like that.
So just so you know, honey, there's two neurotransmitters that I'm thinking of for your dad. One of them supports dopamine function. It's not dopamine, but it supports dopamine function. And dopamine has a lot to do with having our drive, maintaining our memory, clearing out levels of depression that can lead to anger. Okay, so underneath there's depression, and externally what can show up is anger. So dopamine might be helpful. GABA really helps with sleep, but it also is for anxiety.
Yeah.
And we can't use GABA itself for any other reason than to check and see if somebody has a leaky blood-brain barrier.
Okay.
Because GABA is too large of a molecule to fit through a healthy blood-brain barrier, so it won't get into the brain. So I give it to people, straight GABA, and if they get relaxed by taking it, it means they have a leaky brain. But what I do give them instead is things that help the body produce its own GABA. So we have GABA supporting nutrients. And it would be very interesting to see if GABA itself would actually relax them. So I like to do that with people because it's a hell of a lot less expensive than doing a blood test for a blood-brain barrier. So anyway, it's a very accurate way to check and see, because GABA is extremely calming. It's something that you would take to help to put you to sleep at night. But it only works if you have issues with your blood-brain barrier, which many people have, because that goes hand in hand with a leaky gut. And almost everybody has a leaky gut. So it's really fascinating how it all comes together.
So I wonder, if he probably won't want to set up any appointments.
Well, if he wants to try the products, I can give them to you, Lisa, and he can try them. He can call me if he's willing to talk to me over the phone. And, we can talk about it, and he can send me his blood work from his doctor. And I read it so differently than a medical doctor does. I can tell him what I see. He can go back to his doctor and say, this naturopath showed me this, this, and this, and she talked about these ratios which they never study. But if he looks it up in the medical books, it's in there. So he can check it and see.